Most men think they're failing because they aren't rich enough, tall enough, confident enough, or interesting enough. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. Men aren't struggling because they lack value. They're struggling because the rules changed quietly, emotionally, and without explanation. Women today don't expect what they used to, and most men are still playing by old rules in a new world. This isn't about blaming women. It's about understanding reality before it breaks you. Welcome back to Mind Unmasked, the place where we strip away comforting lies and face the psychology behind modern relationships. Today's topic isn't easy to hear. It's not trendy, and it's not designed to make you feel instantly better, but it will make you wiser, because men everywhere are confused, frustrated, and quietly exhausted. They do the work. They try to improve. They try to be good men, yet something still feels off. Women seem harder to please. Relationships feel fragile. Respect feels conditional. So what changed today? We're unmasking what women expect from men now and why so many men aren't ready for it. Let's start with a hard truth most men aren't told early enough. Women don't want the same things they wanted 20 or even 10 years ago. Not because they became unreasonable, but because the world changed socially, emotionally, and economically. In the past, stability alone was attractive, a job, consistency, reliability. Today, those are basics, not bonuses, and many men stop at basic and wonder why attraction never grows. Modern women don't just expect provision. They expect presence, not just emotional availability, but emotional competence. That means being able to regulate your emotions without dumping them on her. It means listening without getting defensive. It means understanding her feelings without trying to fix them immediately. And here's the part that shocks most men. Women don't want a man who needs them emotionally. They want a man who chooses them emotionally. Need feels heavy. Choice feels powerful. Another expectation men struggle with is self-direction. Women today don't want to be the manager of a man's life. They don't want to remind you to grow, plan, dream, or evolve. They want to feel like you're moving somewhere with or without them, that you have momentum, that you have purpose beyond the relationship. This doesn't mean you need to be famous or wealthy. It means you need internal leadership. A man who doesn't know where he's going eventually feels like a burden, not a partner. Another uncomfortable shift is this. Women expect emotional safety, not emotional perfection. They don't need you to always be happy. They don't need you to never struggle, but they do expect you to handle stress without becoming cold, angry, passive, or withdrawn. Many men were never taught emotional regulation. They were taught suppression, and suppressed emotions always leak through sarcasm, silence, or sudden explosions. Women today are far less willing to tolerate that. Not because they're heartless, but because they've learned the cost of staying too long in emotionally unsafe spaces. Let's talk about effort, not grand gestures, but consistent presence. Modern women don't expect constant excitement. They expect consistency. If you show interest one week and disappear the next, trust erodes. If your words don't match your actions, respect fades. Consistency signals maturity. Inconsistency signals emotional instability, even if that's not your intention. Another expectation men underestimate is self-awareness. Women today pay close attention to patterns, how you respond to conflict, how you speak about your past, how you treat people who can't do anything for you. They notice whether you take responsibility or shift blame, whether you grow from mistakes or repeat them. And here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Saying "that's just how I am" is no longer acceptable, not because growth is mandatory, but because stagnation is a choice. Women expect men to evolve slowly, imperfectly, but intentionally. Now let's address something sensitive but real. Women expect men to have boundaries. Yes, boundaries. Many men think being agreeable makes them attractive. But over-agreeableness feels hollow. Women don't respect men who abandon themselves to avoid conflict. They respect men who can say no calmly and stand by it. Boundaries signal self-respect, and self-respect is attractive. Another major shift is emotional independence. Women don't want to be the sole source of your happiness, confidence, or validation. That role is too heavy. They expect you to have your own emotional ecosystem, friends, interests, purpose, identity. A relationship should add to your life, not replace it. When a man collapses emotionally without a woman, attraction often turns into obligation. Now let's talk about communication, the silent deal breaker. Women expect honesty without cruelty, directness without dominance, vulnerability without emotional dumping. This balance is difficult. Most men were never taught how to do this, but silence creates distance. An unfiltered emotion creates overwhelm. The expectation now is emotional maturity, not emotional perfection. And finally, here's the expectation that scares many men the most. Women expect intentionality. Not pressure, not timelines forced too early, but clarity. They want to know where they stand. They want to know whether you're building something or just passing time. Ambiguity used to feel mysterious. Now it feels unsafe. Clarity feels grounding. This doesn't mean you have to promise forever. It means you communicate honestly in the present. Here's the most important thing to understand. These expectations aren't demands. They're filters. Women aren't trying to change men. They're selecting based on emotional readiness. And men who resist this reality often don't fail because they're unworthy. They fail because they're unprepared. This lecture isn't meant to shame you. It's meant to wake you up, because the men who adapt don't lose power, they gain it. They gain stronger relationships, deeper respect, and calmer confidence. Not by becoming someone else, but by becoming more intentional versions of themselves. Outro Mind Unmasked. If this lecture made you uncomfortable, that's not a bad sign. Growth always starts with friction. The world didn't turn against men, it evolved. And the men who understand that don't complain, they adapt, improve, and rise. If you want more content that unmasks the psychology behind attraction, relationships, and human behavior, subscribe to Mind Unmasked, because clarity beats comfort, and truth, even when it's hard, always sets you free.